Hey everybody, so I have a few updates for you, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about sharing your ePortfolios and your artifacts with me. Um, so, in Canvas, I've asked you to share your ePortfolios with me at christophers.harris@gmail.com, and now I'm going to ask you to share them with Christopher Sean Harris at gmail.com. But in actuality, you only need to share your artifacts with Christopher Sean Harris at gmail.com. And the reason is because I'm using Google Chrome, and like you see up here, I'm logged in as Christopher Sean Harris at gmail.com, and it's a huge production for me to log out of that. Actually, I'm not quite sure I even know how to do that. So I think it'd be easier if we just shared with these two email addresses. Okay. Now, when I look at your e-portfolios, I'm just going to jump here. Let's just look at Kimberly's if I can. Just as an example. So look at your e-portfolios. They're going to take 6 hours to load, and they're not. So I'm just going to jump in to one of her domains, and we've already talked about revising this. But so what I should see then is a picture of your artifact. So I should be able to read your rationale, and then see this picture of your artifact. Now, I told you in Canvas, to make sure you share each of your artifacts with me as well. But it's a lot to remember. It doesn't always happen, right? So often what I'll see is, instead of this, I'll see like a request access to view this. So what you can do, so when you're in your Google Drive, just create a new folder. Now I'm titling mine ePortfolio Artifacts, and then where to go, and then you have to search for it. So okay, and now it's highlighted, right? Come up here, share, and then share it with me. Can't share it with myself, right? And what that will do then is it'll share your little artifact folder and all of the contents in it with me. So then when you have all of your artifacts for your ePortfolio, just drop them into that ePortfolio artifacts folder, okay? That way I'll be able to see them, and you won't have to share every little document. Just put them in the folder, share the folder with me. Okay, so for bonus information, now I'm in block 7. I don't want to be in block 7, okay? I'm going to come way back to block 2, the learning outcomes for your ePortfolios. Now, what we have here are just little summaries of the domains, and you can certainly use these in your ePortfolios, and I almost encourage you to. But don't forget, down here, I provided the link to the alignment matrix for the state. And you will want to use this. And so here's the alignment matrix. And so we can even look. Here's domain one. Look at those little 6 bullet points. But now I come to the matrix, and it's like, whoa, look, 1.1, 1.2 has all of this information, right? And I know if you took English 3050 with me, we reviewed this matrix, and when you created your lesson plans, um, you had to then use the Common Core matrix to cite, which standard you were meeting. And so this is just the same, right? But these are your standards. And so while you can write for your artifacts your little introductory paragraph that discusses what the artifact is and which class it was in, and how it meets the domains, you're going to have another paragraph where you're pointing to, let's say, 2 or 3 of these items in the matrix. Okay, to be super often, you all read informational texts, right? Because you've read like a novel in a class, and then you've read articles about that novel. The articles are informational texts. So you want to, for example, say, in reading literature, I want to be able to recognize, compare, and analyze works from different traditions to include American literature. For example, you will see here is my term paper from Dr. Chang's class, and in it I analyze William Faulkner's Absalom, which is from the American literary canon, right? So you're quoting from these subsets of the domains or the outcomes, and then you're explaining how your artifact meets them. So in essence, it's kind of like analyzing a novel, which you've done for various term papers or short assignments. We're like, oh, this article says this about the novel, and I see it right here on page 253, right? So here's Luis's ePortfolio, and this is just, like I look at this and I'm like, this is beautiful. What a beautiful write-up for an artifact. This is so awesome, right? So look at that. This is a big, nice, meaty paragraph that discusses the course, sets it within the English curriculum, has an overview of what they've read, how it fits into his English curriculum. But then if we scroll down here, good look, he talks about domain 1, and he says the quiz was a closed book assignment. Still, we had to be able to cite strong and thorough textual evidence. Oh, cite textual evidence to support analysis of what a literary text says explicitly, as well as draw conclusions from the text as stated in domain 1D. So here, he specifically points to that portion of the domain. It would have been even better if he would have quoted it, but this is awesome. And so then he says, the first question of the quiz indicates that we have to discuss justice, multicultural, and the treatment of Christians in Dante's Inferno. And is there a typo in there? I then give my interpretation of the events of Canto number 4 and how the treatment of poets like Virgil is based on whether they are Christians. And so it's like, oh, wow. So then I know if I'm going to come down here and look at his artifact, that in question number 1, he's talking about domain 1D. So he's citing from the domain or the outcome and then pointing me where in the artifact I'm going to see that evidence. And it's kind of neat because Luis used a couple artifacts, and so then he moved on to quiz number 3 as well. So you see how this is working. It's a great first paragraph contextualizing the course within the English program, then contextualizing the assignment within the course, and then here we have very clear points where Luis is connecting the domains to very clear points in the assignments, and this is what needs to happen. Makes me so happy when I see these meaty paragraphs. I like that. All right. Yeah, and don't forget, not only, don't forget spell check, but don't misquote your professors like from their quizzes either. So there's another little bonus. That's a second bonus, by the way. Wow. All right. So I look forward to seeing your eportfolios. And now I'm in